The Bangladeshi batsman not being able to cover the bounce. He's really disappointed. He was set 31. Disappointing way to lose your wicket. Caught down the leg side on a flatty.
To all our fans in India,
Namaste. Namaste. Namaste.
Namaste India.
Namaste, India. This is Kevin Durant. Catch the coolest moves. Join us as we begin the new NBA season. The new NBA season.
Watch heart-pounding games live.
South Africa versus India, live and exclusive on Sony 6 and Sony 10.3.
Heavy. Number 3, boys.
Yep. Yep. Do you want me down there or yeah? Because it's going to left right now.
Side screen.
Sean, side screen.
Just a bit of an issue with the side screen.
Side screen.
That's why there's a slight pause in play. That's the field that's set. We saw that in his last over, Pathlequire got hit just over the boundary rope for 6 in a short pitch delivery.
We all know that Shakib Al Hasan plays such an important role. Great to have him back in this team. 68 of 67 deliveries in that warm-up match a couple of days earlier for Shakib, batting in number 5.
Yep.
It's certainly a bit of a surprise for me to see him bat up the order. Probably the fact that they would want someone like Shakib Al Hasan to take a little bit more responsibility to bat at number 3. Shabir Rahman has been batting at number 3 for Bangladesh. Let's see how he goes on from here on, because the only time he's batted at number 3, that was only once in the year 2014, that was against Zimbabwe. And didn't score runs. Got out first ball. Mushfiq and Shakib in the middle.
That's a great delivery.
Yes, boy. Yes, boy.
Yeah, if you look at the comparison of the bounce on each end, the one that you saw, this particular delivery, the last one that Pathlequire bowled, it does carry on, and it also has an extra bounce, so it's a good carry to the keeper. But if you see what has happened from the other end, he's been coming on very nicely onto the bat, and that's the reason why we've seen a couple of really good shots, 9 4s and the 6. I thought Drew Mulcahy was looking absolutely brilliant, but very unfortunate way to get out down the leg side. So a bit of a rebuilding work for Bangladesh at the moment.
Welcome everyone back. Sorry for the technical glitch. Lost a bit of the pictures for a period of time. South Africa have picked up their second wicket, and Pretorius picked up the second wicket of Kays, caught by Quinton de Kock down the leg side for 31. English off to a decent start. Run rate of 4.64.
I thought both Imrul Kais and Litun Das were looking good. Played some good attacking shots, aggressive approach. Both were looking good for a big one. Then Litun Das was taken in the slips by Duplessis. Really, really fine catch. Put on 43 for the first wicket. Then Imrul also looking good, edging one down the leg side to the keeper.
Opens the face. Mashrafe allows the ball to go down to third man. Pick up a single. 2 runs from the over. 69 for 2.
A rally cry of believers. A resurgence of will. A revival of their legacy. What can be more gripping than two nations driven to resurrect their prestige on the world stage?
That might buckle him.
Zimbabwe versus West Indies. First test, Saturday, October 21st, 1 p.m. Live and exclusive on Sony 6 HD.
The debutant Dane Pattinson and Kakisa Rabada. Notorious Takwaya now bowling. There was 1 over, the last over of the power 8 power play from Imran Tahir. Now they're asking for Bangladesh to make the play. And just hit line and length, be as consistent as possible, and wonder if the Bangladesh batsmen are deciding to go airborne or not.
Yeah, you hardly see the pair in the middle, Mushfiqur Rahim and Shakib Al Hasan, take the aerial route, especially early in the innings. And it looks a very good batting track. You'd expect them to score runs. You'd expect to back themselves up to play some aggressive shots.
Oh, that's a bad delivery. There was just a change of field. Pat Duplessis brought up Kakisa Rabada from the cover fence, and he brought him into the inner ring to try and prevent any free singles. And that was a freebie, short, wide. For a man who's just come to the crease, that was a real gift.
Yeah, it's not easy to keep the batsman quiet, and especially on this kind of a surface, and particularly with that kind of a length, short and wide. So easy pickings for Mushfiqur Rahim. You wouldn't expect him to miss out on that. He doesn't. The line and length is going to be the key on this surface. You've got to make sure that you're hitting the stumps all the time. Somewhere around the off stump, top of the off stump, that's ideal. But at times you see the bowlers are bowling short. That's where the scoring opportunity arises for the batters. Bangladesh in a pretty good position at the moment. 8 wickets in hand, 74 for 2. And they've got a pretty good batting lineup as well to follow up. Mahmudullah got back-to-back hundreds in the World Cup, and he got a smashing 100 against New Zealand in the ICC Champions Trophy. Bangladesh went on to play the semi-final. Shakib Al Hasan also picking up 100 in that match. So high hopes will be on the shoulders of Mahmudullah and the rest of the company. But this pair is also very important for Bangladesh. It's about partnership.
This field almost allows a single. A good recovery from Amla. Picks it up quickly, direct hit.
There certainly runs available on this surface. I like the look of it the moment I saw it early in the morning. I thought it would turn out to be a very good batting track. And as I speak, I also heard from the others that this will get better and better in the second half. It'll be a little bit slower, so it'll be a test for Bangladesh bowlers on the surface. At the moment, it's runs important for him.
Considering the second, he wants it. That's Mashrafe not interested at all. 6 runs from the over, 75 for 2. And it's a hot day out here in Kim.
क्या बांग्लादेश तैयार है
जीत का जुनून क्या सर पे सवार है? ऑजीज को हार दिखा के, लायंस को मार गिरा के, किवीज पे जीत बना के, क्या बांग्लादेश तैयार है? ये दुश्मन तजुर्बेकार है, रगों में उनके दौड़ती रफ्तार है। ये असली इम्तिहान है, क्या बांग्लादेश तैयार है? होने जा रहा है मुकाबला साउथ अफ्रीका वर्सेस बांग्लादेश, दूसरा ODI बुधवार 18 अक्टूबर दोपहर 1:30 बजे से लाइव एंड एक्सक्लूसिव Sony 6 HD पर।
To all our fans in India,
Namaste.
Namaste, India.
Namaste, India. This is Kevin Durant. Catch the coolest moves. Join us as we begin the new NBA season. The new NBA season.
Watch heart-pounding games live.
The UEFA Champions League is brought to you by Heineken and Nissan. UEFA Champions League sponsors.
पंख लगा के छूले आसमां, थ्रिल में होगा सारा ये जहां, जोश का डोज है। Take a chill pill.
3-point shooting अच्छी रही है।
दिल को संभाल जरा, दिल को संभाल जरा, दिल में है दिल। NBA का खेल हिंदी में सिर्फ Sony 10.3 और Sony 10.3 HD पर।
Got themselves to 75 for 2. The wickets to fall. Khaled Mahmud was in such good touch in the test matches. He's picked up the first wicket here. Wonderful delivery to Liton Das. You can just see his weight on his heels, not quite over the top of it, gets the edge. And that was a little bit of a burgle. Sliding down the leg side, Khaled got himself to 31 or 43. He was looking really good. You can see the disappointment. Never nice getting outside down that leg side. 2 wickets down. Promotion for Shakib Ul Sun coming in at number 3. He's got 11 of 17. And Mashrafe Rahim, the captain in the test matches. He's got himself to 6 of 7. Mashrafe Bin Mortaza is listed down to come at number 5. He won't be coming in there. He'll probably be coming in about number 8. Mahmudullah, who was in good touch in the Champions Trophy. And there's the bowlers. Dane Patterson making his debut for South Africa. A bit of a rough start for him. 4 overs 0 for 34. Rabada, very good bowler with some good control. 1 for 11. Winter here just used for the 1 over. And it's been Pretorius and Petlaquire after that. Pretorius picking up 1 wicket. The wicket of K's. Not too sure what's causing the delay. Umpires are having a word with each other. And now eventually. Good to go.
Yeah, the captain of Bangladesh team, Mashrafe Bin Mortaza, winning the toss and deciding to bat first. So they're hoping that they'll put up a big total. Something in the excess of 300 or more, because this certainly looks a very good surface to bat on. If you think they can go on to defend there, you would want as many as possible on the board. In a pretty good position at the moment, going at the rate of 4.64.
I just think they need to get a bit of a get on. The bowler who's done a fantastic job for South Africa over the years, Imran Tahir, in the middle overs, has mainly got the ability just to hold the scoring rate. And I think it's a really good surface, this. I think they need to be trying to think now that it's time to maybe pop the odd delivery over the top, show a little bit of intent, use their feet, put these bowlers, Petlaquire and Pretorius, under a bit of pressure. They know great speeds.
Well, he's bowled well so far. same time play a very important role. Even though we talk about the surface, it's still a bowler to look at and probably look at rotating the strike rather than look to play some big shots. But I can certainly agree with you with the attack at the moment. Wire, I hope I got that right. Whether to take chances on him or not. Short. He's been called a wide.
Yeah, banged in just a 2. Short from Wire. Comfortably over Shakib Ul Hasan's head. That's the challenge on the surface, is just sticking in. And you can see it's well over Shakib Ul's head, even if he was in a normal standing position. There's a serious Bangladesh presence here, and there are supporters on both the banks. There's plenty of Bangladesh people that have come in to watch this game.
Yeah, it's just like back home, Sean. And that will certainly give them the comfort zone for the Bangladesh team to have a look at how many has turned up to support Bangladesh. Just incredible. Fantastic to see. I remember the first match against England at the ICC Champions Trophy. Bangladesh supporters outnumbering English supporters in that first match. Similar views of similar what we've seen here today also. Just incredible.
That's beautifully played. Drag down delivery once again. There is a massive boundary square here at Diamond Oval in Kimberley. Still 1 ball to go. Some of the players have thought that it was the end of the over. It was a wide bounce that went over the batsman's head comfortably. We talk about it being the same as Bangladesh. I'll give you heat, but this heat is dry heat. It's not humid heat like you experience in Bangladesh. So the comfort levels for the supporters will be a lot more comfortable here. It's chipped in the air. It'll just allow him to pick up the 1 run, so it'll be 3 runs from the over, 78 for 2. There's the current rate. We'll get them to 230. I would think that wouldn't be enough. I think at least 300 is required. They'd be really happy if they went at 8 and over from now on, but I think that might be a tough ask. But projected at 230. Highest first inning scores. They've basically been 299, 295, 87, 280, 279, 255, 246. So everyone who's batted first year has achieved higher than 229. That's beautifully played. Everyone up in the circle, straight back past the bowler, and the placement is superb. Takes it away for a boundary.
That's a beautiful shot. Lovely to watch coming from the middle part of the bat. Minimum of first, just go down and then through the line. Beautifully done. And it's his second boundary, Mushfiqur Rahim. We enjoy batting here. Slower delivery. And it sits up nicely for Mushfiq. I think it's important for Bangladesh to realize how soon you want to step on the gas. You talk about the totals, we're talking about how many runs Bangladesh will be happy when they come back to defend. As many as possible. You're talking about 300, maybe anything above 300 is what they should be targeting. Anything here from on to put 8 runs in over will get you 340. It's not going to be easy.
Also need to be aware that 75% of people who bat second here at the Diamond Oval end up winning the matches. 12 that have been played, 9 have been won by the side batting second. It's almost like the surface gets a little bit better, dries out a touch, and with the roll at the
Yes, Shakib Al Hasan back in the 11. Will bowl his full quota of 10 overs.
They're only allowed to have 4 out, so they should actually basically be looking to get South Africa to only have 5 men in the ring. And that's why that last shot, Mashfiq is trying an attempt to try and flick it over the square leg position. There's a man inside the ring there. They're trying to push him back. They have where his strengths are, and Litton Dust was put under some pressure. So that was really good bowling by the South Africans.
Yeah, other major concern for Bangladesh is when they see that someone is already getting set. We saw Imrul Kais and also Litton Das looking good for a big one, and then gets out. And they get out in quick succession. They lost the first wicket at the score of 43. And then 67. So you would want someone who gets set, then needs to just carry on. It's such a good pitch to bat on. We've seen how well both this batsmen have batted so far. Mushfiq especially has looked very impressive with those 2 boundaries. The one that was down the ground in that over. The calculative risk is what they need to take. Because anything under 300, it's going to be a big task for Bangladesh to defend. So they would want to see someone go on and play a quick knock and ensure that they can get above somehow, above 300 at the moment, 85 for 2. Current run rate would get them 232. They would be targeting somewhere around 6, maybe 7 runs in an over from here on.
17 matches played between the two. South Africa have won 14. And that's a good use of the feet, and straight away it brings the result, the desired result, a boundary straight down the ground. And that's what applying a little bit of pressure against the South African bowlers can do.
Yeah, you're out of his tracks pretty quickly down the wicket, the Mashrafe Rahim, knowing that he's not bowling with great pace, and then hits one again back past the bowler. So this is very good batting, good positive from Mashrafe Rahim. It's a really good positive attitude. And that's what is required from both the players.
Now, South Africa have got a gully in place, and that's what Rahim's trying to get rid of. Rahim showing intent. He wants South Africa to go a little bit more defensive, take that gully out of position, spread the field, and allow him to dab it down to third man with ease to pick up the singles to keep the scoring rate rotating. Shakib Al Hasan gets on strike. There's no gully in place. Makes life a lot easier for him. Anything with a little bit of width, he can just pick up a single. Misfield, good running from the Bangladesh batsman. They've got to understand it on this outfield. It's very bumpy. The Scarified not so long ago. Real lines in it. It bounces as it gets to the fielders on the boundary. You've got to put everyone under pressure. There's a possibility they're going to fumble, knock on, scrum down, and be able to get back for 2.
Yeah, the last time both these sides met in an one-day international series was back in Bangladesh, and Bangladesh who lost the first one and came back strongly. winning the second and the third one to win the series 2-0, 2-1, beg your pardon.
Is that the series where Roberto got his hat-trick?
They've been very good in this format. 91 for 2.
Decent partnership starting to form. 24 of 31 deliveries. Manhattan, it's just been that one massive over of 15 that came of Dane Pattinson. It's been quite consistent. Just the one maiden. Any trouble. Once you've got your field spread, there's gaps at third man, anything with a little bit of width, even if it's a good length, you can just guard it down. And then the challenge is, when are you prepared to try and go airborne? The shot is straight back over the bowler's head. There's no sideways movement. There's no swing through the air. And they've got themselves to 17 and 16 apiece. And the South Africans were more than happy with these two bowlers, just controlling things at 4, 4.5, 5 and over.
Good batting. Not only looking for pick up the boundaries, but also important to keep rotating the strike. Right and left hand combination in the middle. Shakib Al Hasan just one away from another milestone. He's on strike, Shakib Al Hasan. One more will get him 5,000 runs. In one international, has also got 220 wickets. $5,000 runs. Congratulations to Shakib Al Hasan.
Yeah, he's achieved that a lot quicker than anyone else in world cricket. It's taken him 178 matches to get his 5,000, averaging just under 35, and 224 wickets at just under 29 and a half. He beats the likes of Jacques Kallis, Jayasuriya, Shahid Afridi. Kallis took 221, Jayasuriya 235, and Shahid Afridi 239. So he's got there comfortably ahead of them. It just shows you what an important player he is for Bangladesh.
Yeah, fastest to 5,000 runs and 200 wickets. That's an incredible. He also sits right at the top of the ICC rankings in the all-rounder list. There you go. 178 matches. Look at the number of matches the other big names have played. Jacques 221, 235 for Sami Jayasuriya, Afridi 239, and Razak 258. Shakib Al Hasan 178. Just incredible.
Another good over for South Africa. Just the 4 singles from it. 20 overs done. 95 for 2.
The age of the Maharaja is here. Get ready, WWE Universe India, as the modern-day Maharaja, Jinder Mahal, visits India on October 15th. Meet the WWE Superstar from 6 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. at the Great India Place, Entertainment City, Noida.
The field has now changed. The gully has come out for Rahim and gone into short mid wicket. And that's why he can't pick up the single there. He's disappointed. He knows that was the delivery he's after. Sometimes as a batsman, you set yourself. You say to yourself, okay, Pechler Kwai is going to be bowling. What does he look to do? He looks to hit a good length consistently, but his bad delivery is the one he just drags down. And I should be able to latch on to that one, pick it up over mid wicket. And that's why was disappointment there. He believes it's a scoring option for him, a boundary option, and he's missed out. And there's the frustration. Damn, I should have been in position.
A boundary where we feel that we missed out. Partnership now 29 of 39 deliveries. Shakib Al Hasan, another milestone in the bag. Needs to continue on. Get a big one for himself and the team. And they will enjoy batting here. Similar condition, we spoke about the condition of the weather, but the surface itself. This batsman will enjoy batting here. Ball nicely coming onto the bat. No real movement for the seamers. Nothing in the air off the pitch. Just a single over from Imran Tahir. So important for Bangladesh, especially this pitch. I know they bat deep. Talk about Mahmudullah Riyad and Shabir Rahman to come in next. Nasir Hussain also in the 11. It's important for Bangladesh, the men in the middle. This pair, very important. They've been playing together for a very long time, Shakib Al Hasan and Mushfiqur Rahim. So know each other pretty well. So it's important to continue in the same fashion. Probably just extract. Probably the right word, because the partnership now 30 of 41 deliveries. So we need to see them score a few more quickly.
Nicely played. It will be cut off on the boundary. Just 3 for the single. Wasn't too wide a delivery from Tatlaqaya. He just had his weight slightly leaning back to be able to open up that offside. So he just finishes outside the off stump. And he waits until the last point to guide it down to the third man region. Always nice to have a left-handed, right-handed combination at the crease. Opens up free deliveries because it's difficult to adjust your line as a bowler continuously. That should be a wide again. We've seen the second wide from Tatlaqaya. Hasn't quite worked in what the length is when he bangs it in. It can't be too short because it's almost like a bit of a tennis ball bounce. What do we mean when there's tennis ball bounce? Well, that means it sticks in the surface and always comes out, almost comes out with a top spin, rather than hitting the surface and skidding through at a lower height.
6 wides so far from the South African bowlers. I would not please Faf du Plessis, the captain.
Everyone getting a start for Bangladesh. They'll be disappointed if someone doesn't to get a big score. (31-21) got in, fortunately got out. Shakib and Mushfiqur Rahim have got themselves to 18 and 21. Time for a change of bowling. Imran here is going to be brought back into attack. He's just bowled 1 over 0 for 1. It's also time for a change of voice. Kepler Wessels and Victor Mpitsan.
Thank you, Sean Pollock. Time for Imran Tahir. He's just bowled a 1 over today so far, conceded just the 1 run. Very effective for South Africa during these middle overs. Imran Tahir, he keeps the run rate down. He picks up key wickets. So this is a very important time in the context of this match.
Andy.
So that's 100 up for Bangladesh. Good partnership between Shakib and Mushfiqur. So So, Victor, important time in the game for both teams.
Yeah, definitely, Kepler, with if you look at this partnership first, the two senior men that holds this batting order together. Shakib back into the side. They was missed, wasn't he, in the Test series? Their best player with bat and ball. And now South Africa's #1 spinner comes into the attack. Captain du Plessis aware that he needs to break this partnership. It's a good one.
Bangladesh will also be aware that they can afford to keep going like this for maybe another 5 or so overs, where they're just looking for a runner ball. But this is a good surface, good batting surface. South Africa have a very strong batting lineup. So at the current rate, they'll end up around 234. Now that shouldn't be enough. They need to be looking at 6 and over perhaps from here. That's 270. But even that, Victor, I don't think will be quite enough. I think you're looking at around about that 300 mark. For Quinton de Kock and Ashram Amla, and then Faf du Plessis, Abel de Villiers, David Miller, JP Duminy. Very rarely see opposing teams take Imran Tahir down. So effective in the white ball format. Big appeal for Cord down leg side.
Join us as we begin the new NBA season. The new NBA season.
And watch heart-pounding games live.
The two all-rounders going at 5 runs to the over. Pretorius picked up his first wicket, picked up the second wicket of the game.
Well, it's good, sensible stuff from this Bangladesh pairing, but they will need to start looking for the odd boundary. Faf du Plessis has been good with the way he's rotated his bowlers, his field settings. Have kept the pressure on as far as not conceding boundaries are concerned. As a bowler,
into the game, he gets into the wicket. So the wickets, that's how it stands at the moment. Pretorius and Petlukayo. Pretorius 1 for 25, Petlukayo in his 6th over. It's just gone under 30 so far.
not a great delivery. It was an attempted slower ball bouncer, but that went wrong.
balls, and now he concedes the boundary.
More runs down that leg side.
Now the plan probably is when you have the protection square of the wicket, the bowlers normally tend to try and bowl a little bit shorter, because then they feel that, you know, with the protection, and when batsmen do take the short ball on, they have an opportunity. But what Anila needs to do here, Kapla, is just to make sure that he bowls a good length, a good area, tries to create more pressure. Because then on the other side, if Imran Tahir's bowled the 2 overs, he's gone for 3 runs. A short delivery, just try and create the pressure. 109 for 2.
Good crowding today, nice atmosphere here in Kimberley. It's a little bit windy, but otherwise a beautiful day. Often get international cricket on this part. Halfway through this innings, and Imran Tahir to continue. He's just bowled the 2 overs so far, conceded 3 runs, so he's done pretty well. I think the best strategy for Bangladesh at this point is just to try and get a runner ball off Imran.
His trademark delivery, Imran Tahir, the googly. Good pace. As well, beating Shakib Al Hassan.
This is real go-to delivery, Imran Tahir, and he bowls it beautifully. Pitches just around off stump and turns and bounces. To the offside and executed that power sweep beautifully.
And immediately field changing, and goes to backward square on the boundary.
50 partnerships, so a good effort from Shakib Al Hassan and Mashrafe Rahim, two experienced players, control. Not something you see very often. Misfield from Abel de Villiers. The easiest place on the ground to field there. It's just close to that little bit of carpet that has been put there to protect one of the outside strips on the square. A bit disconcerting from a fielding point of view. You're never quite sure which ball's going to behave in a different or a strange fashion there. Here being his normal economical self. 3.1 overs for him so far, conceded just the 6 runs. Does a great job for his captain.
Different game, isn't it, when you look at how these batsmen play from both ends, just looking to rotate the strike against Imran Tahir. And then when JP Dumini came on to bowl and when Andile bowled early on, the intent just changes.
So we talked about that earlier as well. I think that is absolutely the right way to do it. Just try and get a run off Imran Tahir, run a ball, and then take the calculated risks at the other end. Oh, excellent. That is absolutely superb from Mashrafe.
Yeah, it's a quality shot. We saw him play another normal sweep shot, and that was just so calculated this time. Nobody on that offside on the boundary. Good placement. Tries to put the slider again, but he gets it on the full, and the placement is outstanding.
Goes with the orthodox sweep this time, and it'll just be a 1. Good batting by Mashrafe Rahim. Showing all his experience, all his skills.
by Hashim Amla. And there he goes. Always celebrates so hard when he gets a wicket, Imran Tahir. He plays with a lot of energy. Shakib Al Hassan gone for 29, 126 for 3.
To all our fans in India.
Namaste. Namaste. Namaste.
Namaste, India.
Namaste, India. This is Kevin Durant. Catch the coolest moves. Join us as we begin the new NBA season. The new NBA season.
And watch heart-pounding games live.